it's time for another update for Starcrawler Terrain. It's been about a month and a half since our last update, and we've been busy printing like crazy. We printed in almost a full set, so we've got our multi-part magnetic clipped wall set with walls that are magnetically attachable and detachable to the floor plates using these little spherical 5mm magnets and barrel magnets. And yeah, so we've printed out an entire set since the last time. I'll just come over here and have a look at what we've got. So we've got our door frames here. That's what we do for scale. Okay, so we've got our door frames that are here. We've got exterior walls. We've got a whole batch of exterior walls that are there as well too. We've got floor plates. We've got standard floors. We've got security room floors. We've got floor plates for we've got separators for corridors and the corridor plates themselves. We've got a couple of walls over there that just still need to be set up. So maybe in the next video, what we'll do is we'll show you quickly how we set up one of the tiles. So yeah, it's been a while since we've updated everybody. We had a really good sprint over Christmas break, but obviously back to work and different priorities. But one of the things we learned in sort of building and printing out the entire first set is that there's a couple modifications we want to make to the pieces and the structure before we send it out. So we're going to modify some of the core pieces just so that they're a little bit easier to magnetize and a little bit more flexible. And then we're going to do an entire printout of an entire set, the same as we've just done. And we're going to create instructions, videos, and written instructions for how to assemble all the parts that you need, and also lists of what you need to be able to print out. One of the big things that we've been focusing on is how many magnets do you need. So typically, when you get magnets, you're going to buy them off Amazon, and they're quite expensive. We found if you buy them from AliExpress and they get them shipped from China, most of the times the magnets I found on Amazon are shipped from China for the most part, unless they cost twice as much if they're shipped from North America. And you can't even buy these 5mm spherical magnets in Canada anymore, unfortunately. And but you can buy them from China, and they're quite reasonably priced compared to what you would get off of Amazon in North America. So this box is going to cost you about $55 US. And barrel magnets, this is 1,000 count, and barrel magnets, the 4x2 barrel magnets that we use, that look like this. Okay, these are the ones we use for the press fit magnets for things like corners. And some of the walls use press fit magnets as well too. Those ones are about half the price, so about $25 to $30 US. And so we want to figure out how many of these you need. So it looks like the counts that we're doing based on the number of pieces needed to print each board. You probably want to order 2 sets of 1,000. You're going to have some left over. But it's probably the most economical way to do it, and order them from AliExpress, and it should take about 5 weeks to get them shipped to North America. But that's okay, because you're printing this, and this is going to take time to print. I did order some from Amazon in North America, and they've kind of been almost possible to get these days, and they cost about twice as much to buy. So got to get them shipped from China. So one of the things we've been looking at is let's just kind of compare these to a couple of pieces here. I've been modifying the pieces so that the magnets sit. This piece here, you can see that this magnet here doesn't sit in line. This piece is actually pretty wonky. Not very good print settings on this piece. These magnets don't sit in line, and we prefer that these magnets would sit in line vertically like this, because this, even although these magnets have an opposite polarity, they always attach to the corner pieces the same way. We want those magnets to always go like this, or on that side. And we want this little L shape here to always go on the inside. This is the way you can kind of tell if you're looking at your walls in your rooms. You can see this little L-shaped interior, and the corner pieces, they have that shape as well too. So the idea here is that we're actually going to just retool all the pieces so that the magnets are all in line. And it just gives you a couple more options, in terms of how you connect the pieces together. You still need to put the polarity and make the polarity go the same way in all the magnets for the press fits. Now these press fit magnets, we kind of have two choices, and we're going to provide both options. You're either going to have a piece that's like kind of like this, where everything is a press fit, or another example is this door frame here. It's a compound piece, and it has the spherical magnets going as cavities. And the reason we do that is because the floor planes are always spherical magnets. The floors always match. Those will always match up no matter what angle I put that on, right? And another piece can attach to the back of it as well too, because we have one single magnet in the back. But the press fit magnets, because these magnets in the floor plates rotate, the walls are always going to attach correctly as well. So what I think is the better way to do this, the cleaner way to do this, is to have the magnets completely lined up. And this is essentially my new masterpiece. Actually, that's my new masterpiece there. This one is not great print settings either. But it has the magnets in line, has the pieces in the top, and every piece is sort of derived from this sort of base blank, if you will. So I'm going to retool all the parts for that, and then you'll see these corner pieces. This is the old corner compared to the new corner. And I also made these are a little bit easier to glue in and line up because of the way that they're kind of set. These ones on top, I always found they were kind of fiddly to kind of get them lined up. So this one, you just pop the glue in, and you can even push this little light inside here, and it stays in. This is just an easier piece to build, and everything lines up vertically, and then off you go. And so you can then connect that to that, and that to that. And the good thing about that is you can see that this one's a little bit taller. Right, because that's the height now of the walls. This blank is one of my prototypes. And I just connect it onto the corner there like that, and it connects to the floors because, again, these floors have the spherical magnets at the bottom, so everything just kind of connects really nice, and it's really easy to put together. So that's what the retooling is going to be. And once I finish retooling this, it's going to start with the floors and wall. It's going to go very quick because we're going to be basically copying all the work that we did on these and just retooling it with these fittings. We're going to do a full print of the entire set. And then once that full print is complete and everything's been tested and every layout's been tested, I've built every single one, I'll be happy to release it fully to the public. However, if you're eager and you want to get in and you want to try it early, I'll be happy to release the pieces to you, and you can test print them and send me feedback and notes on pictures and videos and whatever you want to send me about your experiences doing that. And so if you want to kind of get a head start and on that, I'll be able to ship out the retooled pieces hopefully next weekend. We can start to do that. So if you want to do that, just comment and or send a message on Facebook in the messages on our Facebook group, and we'll get your email, and we'll arrange to have the parts sent out to you for test printing. If you've purchased Starcrawler Terrain Early Access, then the Z walls, so all the walls that are required to play the Zombicide Invader base game, will be included to you for no cost if you've already purchased the early access set. And then with Z walls, we'll close the early access, and that's going to be a complete product. And then after that, we'll make more modifications and expansion sets, and also theme sets as well too, that will fit with the same tooling and the same blanks, so that if your Zombicide set, you can expand it, you can add other themes to it. You can use it to play Star Saga, or even Human Interface. Necromere Tower would work really well with that. Or a dungeon crawler, sci-fi dungeon crawler of your own design. And I want to retool this as well too, and so that these 25mm squares work as a 50mm square for Space Hulk. Because I have a copy of Space Hulk. I have the one with the really cool Blood Angels in it, and I really want to do a Space Hulk board like this. That's kind of modular and kind of fun to set up. And spoiler alert: the Space Hulk Gothic set. It has a lot of skulls in it. like a lot of skulls because it's grim dark, you know. So I'll have a really cool set, and it'll go well with Space Hulk. If you've got one of those boxes, now it's time to break it out and paint it up because it has some of the coolest models. Those Blood Angels models are insanely good. So yeah, it's been a little bit. It takes time to print to get everything printed out. We learn a lot when we're printing. Another part of the process that goes into this. Is we have to design all the layouts, and so this is what one of our printed layouts looks like. Actually, hold on, we need to hide one thing. So what I do actually is I'll turn all this off, and you can kind of see. There you go. You get to look behind the scenes and how it's done. You take the tiles; these are all scanned in from the original tiles, and we work with a grid, and so everything's kind of snapped to a grid. And then once we place all the pieces, we hide the original tiles, and we have what size you need for each floor piece, what the length of these particular walls is. So you can print these off on your printer or have them on your tablet, and you just quickly throw on the pieces and set them up. You have exterior walls, you have corner pieces, you have solid walls, and there'll be a colored legend for all of this on the side as well too, with a list of all the number of parts that you need. And once I do this and I calculate the number of parts that we need, then we go to spreadsheets. Everybody's favorite thing in the world. Basically, yeah. So I have here how many pieces I printed. I can actually have a list here of how many pieces I need to have left, and I go through, and you can see like some of these haven't been filled in yet. So this is part of the process of counting. We go through and I literally count every single piece and go, how many of them are there, and then we know how many magnets are required, how many 4x2 magnets, how many 5mm magnets are required, the max number of magnets, and then from there, the maximum number of 4x2s and the maximum number of 5x5s. And it currently looks like we're somewhere over just over 1,000 4x2s and over 16, almost 1,700 5mm spherical magnets. But yeah, this is all part of the process of figuring out how many pieces do you need to print. What do you need to print? So you can start to get your 5mm magnets. I think you probably would want to buy 2 sets of 1,000 and at least 1,000 of these 4x2mm magnets, and maybe a few extras as well too, because these things, you go through them very fast when you start to put all these pieces together. So there we are. So we'll try to keep more frequent updates and get some stuff out to everybody. So anybody wants a test print, as I said, just send me a message, and I'll be happy to have some folks test print for me if you've already been part of the Starcrawler Early Access. So just hit me up on Facebook, and we'll chat. Ciao.